back to my channel. It's Keisha, ItsKsWorld, and I'm back with another video for you guys. It's going to be my experience working at Home Depot. When you look and search up Home Depot, people like who worked there and who hasn't, it's not a lot of videos, and if they are, they're very old, and so I want to give you guys a newer version, my experience working there. I worked there for 10 months. So just stay tuned for the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more videos. But other than that, let's just get into it. First things first, if you haven't checked out my not my last two, but I have two videos on my channel. I have working at McDonald's, my experience, and then I have life at Kohl's, my experience working there. So if you haven't seen those two videos, go check it out on my channel. But so this video is going to be, you know, life at Home Depot. What is it like? How did I get the job? My experience. There is no really, like, the good, the bad, the ugly. It's mostly good. Like, Home Depot, if I knew more than what I knew, like, if I knew then what I knew now, that would have probably been my first job versus McDonald's. So, yeah. Anyways, so let me just tell you how I got the job and how I heard about it. So, when I quit Kohl's, I was going to school at the time, and then I took time off of school, so I was like, let me find a job. And my friends, I had friends on Facebook who worked at Home Depot, and they were always talking about Home Depot, how it was an easy job, it's easy to get into, this and that. And so I applied to my local Home Depots. I applied to 4, and then only 1 got back to me, and it was really quick. I applied, and I think a week later, I got an email saying that, you know, they want to come in for an interview and all that good stuff. So I went in for the interview. I really don't like interviews, but at the end of the day, when I'm done with the interview, they always say how I was, like, good and, like, I was on it with the questions when they asked me, but I really hate the interview process. So I did the interview right away, like before the interview was over. He was like, I like your personality, you'll be a good fit for Home Depot. Like, he wanted to give me the job right away. Like, there was no need for like a second interview. Like, at the end of the interview, he wanted to hire me right away. And the question he really asked me was just like, what makes you feel like you can be an asset to the Home Depot store? Or what skills do you have to provide for the Home Depot store? Just things like that. And, you know, I just gave my best answer, and then you put a twist on it. Of course, that's how you get the job. You just gotta, like, lie a little bit, put a twist on little things, and you're good to go from there. So I got the job on the spot, and I originally applied. I just applied for associate. I don't think I had, like, a specific, like, position I wanted to do. I knew I didn't want to be a cashier off the back. Like, don't want to be a cashier. The only position they had open was a hardware associate. And I'm thinking to myself, like, hardware. I know a little bit about hardware because my mom, she be fixing everything in this house, and I know all the tools and stuff like that and the drills. So I feel like, okay, I could do hardware. I can do hardware because I know a little bit about hardware. So I accepted the job offer to be a hardware associate. And then I think either a few days later or a week later, you had to come in for your second interview. When it's not even an interview, they actually you had to come in to get a drug screening and a background check, and you couldn't be hired officially until you pass your drug test and you pass the background check. And I knew I had nothing on my record, so my background check was gonna get cleared real quick. And then I wasn't taking any drugs, and I don't do drugs, so I know that was gonna be real quick, and then I was gonna be in the door hired. And then it was time to work, and they hired Home Depot. One thing about Home Depot, they like big staffs. Like, they hired me and like 15 other people that same week. So they like to have a lot of associates on hand just in case somebody calls out, quits. And then, let me see, after all the screening process, you know, of course, you got to do your training, and there was really no floor training right away. It was all computer. Like, whatever position you were hired for, you go on the computer and it's just everything for that specific department. Everything you could think about that revolves around hardware. You know, everything. Heavy metal screws and doorknobs, anything about hardware you had to read up on it and take quizzes for, so you can at least get the basic knowledge before you step out on the floor. So did all that, passed all the quizzes, and then it was time to go on the floor. Now let me tell you, I wasn't really nervous because, like I said, I know more about tools than they probably thought. So I wasn't just walking in there like a deer in the headlights, like I just want a job, I don't know nothing. No, I knew something, so it wasn't that hard for me. But working there, it was a fun environment. Like, I think that's why I stayed so long at Home Depot, and I actually enjoyed like coming to work every day, because first of all, majority of the associates are college students or high school students, so they're kind of your peers, they're kind of around your age. You got the older cats out there, but you know, they act just as young as you, so you wouldn't even think of like they was old. Like, I had this lady who worked hardware with me, and she was in her like 50s, but I promise you she was hip to the game. She was with it, and like, she was young, and she just was a fun person to be around. So I enjoyed the atmosphere. It wasn't hard. Like, if you knew your stuff, it wasn't hard. So I personally enjoyed helping customers. Like, I would always get the older people coming to me, asking me questions. So it was fun. It was just like helping your grandma at the store, your grandpa at the store. I love the old people at Home Depot. I really love the elderly. Like, they were like the best people to work with. So you was constantly busy, constantly doing stuff like that. And to work at Home Depot, I want to say you don't have to be in shape, but being in shape is like a plus, like, because you're constantly have to lift stuff. You gotta lift boxes or lift merchandise off the shelf. You have to climb ladders. You have to forklifts. You got, you know, Ballymores. You got just anything. You just have to be very active. And you know, if you're not active, that store is gonna make you active, because I think we had the biggest store in our district. So just imagine all this space, all this walk room, all these products. And so you're constantly walking up and down the aisles. You're losing weight. You're burning calories. So if you're not in shape, you will get in shape at Home Depot. Yeah. What else? I think let's get into the pay. So starting off, when I applied, there was $11 an hour, and I was like, $11 an hour? All the jobs I worked at, I was making $10, $10.50. So when I seen $11, I instantly wanted to apply. And then after not even being there for like a month or two, I got called into the office by the store manager, and he was like, just to let you know, your pay increased to $12 an hour. And I was like, $12 an hour? And I was surprised, because I haven't even been working there long enough to even get like a pay raise. And I don't know why. I still don't know why to this day I got a pay raise, but he just told me like, you'll now be making $12 an hour instead of $11 an hour. And so I was like, say no more. And at the time, okay, I started working in February. So that the hours were like 15 hours to 20, 25 in February for me. And then once the spring and the summer kicked in around, I would say late March, early April, until like August, the hours went up. I was working 30 to 38 hours, 8-hour shifts, constantly all week. Like, if it was an 8-hour shift, it was like 6-7-hour shifts. It don't matter. And like, when I tell you, I never worked an 8-hour shift before at any of my jobs, but this job, 8 hours seemed like 5 hours, because When I tell you, it goes by so fast if you're constantly busy. Even on a slow day, you know, you got all these friends, all these associates around you. And the hardware department was next to the front cashiers, all the checkouts. So I would always be mingling with the cashiers, or I'll be mingling with people in the lumber department or the plumbing department. Like, my personality was so big that, you know, I always made friends and I always had people to talk to get the day going. So I appreciated that. Appreciated that. And what else? So I told you guys the pay rate, well, at the time it was $11, and then I got it increased to $12 an hour. And then I told you about the hours. They're very flexible too, since, like I said, there's mostly like college students at the Home Depot I worked at, so they had to be flexible to accommodate with their school schedule. So yeah, so if you are a working student in college or you're still a high school student, they will accommodate your schedule to the best of their abilities and to your abilities. So you shouldn't have no problem with that. Like I said, this job was probably my favorite job out of all the jobs. Like, I received a lot of recognition, and I only been there for like a month or two, and I received this thing right here. Let me see if it picks up. Right here is from Home Depot. It was a Homer Award, and I'm gonna just tell you guys what it said. And I think I received this after working here for 6 months, and I found out, like, associates been here for a year, 2 years, they haven't received one of these. So I was like, what? Because when I got the award, I told my associates, like, look what I got. And it was like, how did you get one? I didn't even get one, and I've been here longer than you. So goes to show, you don't even have to work at Home Depot to get recognized. You don't have to be there long. You just have to do your job and do your job well, and somebody's going to see it. So let me just tell you guys what my assistant manager said about me. And yeah, so it said, you know, congratulations on your Associate Homer Award. And it says my name, it says my associate ID, and our store number. And then it says the core values. So on the apron, there has like core values of, like, you know, how to be like the best Home Depot associate. And so I guess the one I demonstrated so well was excellent customer service, which I tell people all the time that's the key to working at any job. You can't come to the workplace with a stank attitude, all depressed, all sad. You don't want to be here. You got that I don't want to be here attitude. Your face expression lets people know that you're unapproachable, and that's the whole point of working in a retail or in a job period, is to be approachable. You want to be fun and bubbly and happy, and you just want to make people feel good when they come into your store. So I always do that. I do that even outside the workplace, because that's just me. That's just my personality. But yeah, and then it goes to say, thank you for all you do for our customers, also the positive vibes you give, and with your teammates as well as others throughout the store. And so that is true. Like, I do give off positive vibes. I love good vibes. So, you know, that's just me. And then it was I got awarded by the assistant manager, which was Will at the time. And I received it on July 15th, 2018. So, goes to show you guys, you don't have to do nothing. Like, you really just have to be you and come to work every day on time, ready to work. Even when you don't have no work at your department, always keep yourself busy. Managers, assistant managers, they love to see you working constantly, even if it's not doing anything. Like, even if you're just putting away go backs, stocking the shelves, fixing the shelves, making sure everything's facing front. Like, that's all you really have to do to get by through the day. So that's it. Like, and then yeah, that's about it. Associates were nice. customers, you know, any place you work at, you're gonna get those customers. And believe me, I had a few customers try me. I had them try me, but I never let a customer get me out of my character at that job. I never let it happen, and it almost happened. Like, I was ready to lose my job behind a customer. It's just, you get those customers. Well, I worked at a Home Depot in like an uppity, you know, town, an uppity area. So you got those customers who felt entitled, who thought they were better than you, who could tell you what to do when you had to do it in the timely fashion they wanted it done. You had those people, and I witnessed those people. And then you just have to nicely check them and let them know, you know, I'll be with you when I'm done with this customer. I will help you when I finish doing this. I see you. I'll get to you. You know, I'm just helping this person right now. It was always those people who were just rude. Like, they see you talking to a customer, helping a customer. They'll come out of nowhere, like, interrupt your conversation and be like, I need somebody to help me on this aisle right here. And you just be like, well, hold on. Like, hold on. Don't come at me crazy. And so I just let them know nicely, like, okay, ma'am, I'll get somebody to help you, but I'm going to help this customer right now. But I'll call somebody for you. I promise you. And then, you know, they get all fed up because you're not dedicating your time to them, or you're not helping them fast enough. So, you know, nicely check those customers and just let them, like, not get you out of character. I had to learn that the hard way. You know, customers come and go, but that's your job on the line. So that was that. And what else? You know, you got the rude customers. Oh, at Home Depot, a lot of people try to steal out of that store. And of course, it's a hardware store, and people, you know, they try to steal our expensive hardware. And so you just got to be on the lookout for those people. They teach you in training, like, how to spot a theft, like how to spot a sketchy person who's going to steal. So you'll see that. There's nothing you can do. You're not supposed to do anything. You're just supposed to call LP for that. You know, but I've seen tons of people in my time of Home Depot still out of that store and got away with it. So keep your eyes open for those people. And 10 months of me working at Home Depot, I made almost close to $1,200 in 10 months. So that has to do with the hours and, of course, the pay range. It's possible. It's possible. It's a fun work. It's just great. Like, I promise you, I can't say nothing bad about Home Depot. Only the fact I was fired. But I was fired because I was 30 minutes late. And mind you, I worked pregnant at Home Depot from July to December. So I was five and a half months pregnant. Almost 6 months pregnant, working at Home Depot, still doing all the things I just mentioned previously. I was in there working, feet hurting, my back hurting, you know, I don't feel good. I was still going to Home Depot, giving it my 100% all at that job. And, you know, I had pregnancy brain, and so I was scheduled to work 10 a.m. to, I think, 1 or 2 p.m. and I arrived at 10:30. But mind you, I did not know I was supposed to come in at 10. I thought my schedule said 10:30, so what I do? I arrived at 10:30, and I worked the shift. My department manager didn't say nothing. Like, he didn't mention, like, you know, you're late, right? I worked the whole shift, and then at the end of the day, I get a call talking about, Keisha from Hardware, can we have you back in the office? And then I go back there, and he was like, you know you were late today, right? And I was like, no, I wasn't. I came at 10:30, and I was scheduled at 10:30. He was like, no, you weren't. You were scheduled at 10. So, and I had been absent prior to that, so of course that led into me getting fired. But I was absent, but I had sick time to use. So even if I was absent, they could have just took my sick time and it would have counted, you know, as me being there. So, but apparently he said I didn't have no sick time, but when I checked the day before he called me in, I had sick time. So I don't know what it was. I was going to quit anyways because, like I said, I was 6 months pregnant and I was tired, and that job, you really can't do too much pregnant because, like I said, you have to stock stuff, climb stuff, do all that extra stuff. So it was what it was. But that's it for the video. I didn't want it to be too long, but I had to get my point across to you guys to let you know, apply to Home Depot. It's a good place to work at. It's a good starter job, and you know, have fun with it. So if you guys like this experience video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for any more videos I got to come. Bye.